Okay, is this working? Hello, what's up, peeps? It's Anchor2Bebo. I'm gonna be, talking about some nerdy stuff, because, that's what I do. Okay. Today, right, I'm going to, be doing a versus match. I might edit this video to make it look not bad. I might not. I don't know. I'm gonna do Goku and Superman versus Hulk and Thor. This is gonna be a good one, I think. Right? A lot of these characters have some good feats. A lot of them can be argued to be relative to each other in power. They have a lot of, sorry, give me a second. Yeah, you can definitely make an argument for your team, in my opinion. There's a lot of debates on consistency for any of these characters and like if feats are actually valid. A lot of headcanon in between. So, alright, so one side is going to be Team Marvel, which would be Hulk and Thor. And then the other side would be Goku and Superman. I think a lot of people know who these characters are. I don't really think I need to get into it. I'm gonna start with Goku. So yeah, he has a lot of good feats. He has a lot of good scaling, specifically. Actually, he doesn't really have too many good feats himself, but yeah, he has a lot of scaling. Right, and this comes from like early, or well, probably not like, and none of the Dragon Ball feats at all are really seen as relevant, but some of the Z feats are still used to say, hey, this is so far behind them now, right? For example, if like even the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, you have Piccolo destroying the moon, which reach their sub-relativistic speeds. You have something like Vegeta, and this has been confirmed by many guys that he was going to destroy the planet Earth, right? And then, as well as this, you have Frieza in first form casually destroying a planet with 10 times Earth's gravity. Cell, he was stated to be a solar system buster, and like the Vegeta one, this is multiple guides confirm this as well. Boo, over a course of many years, was going to destroy the universe. We're not sure if this means like the mass of the universe, space time continuum, life wipe it, maybe just like destroy a large portion of it that would just screw everything else up, put everything in disarray. To me, this should at least require solar system level to multi-solar system level attacks. And there's a lot of cool speed feats in here too. You have Goku traveling across Namek in an instant at sub-relativistic speeds. I think that's what it comes out to. There's a lot of anime-only feats, Kai feats that are. I tend to scale Dragon Ball Super off Kai. By the way, it's going to be Goku with feats from Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Kai. And like the manga too, and the Dragon Ball Super manga also. Versus Superman feats from Post Crisis, Rebirth, New 52, and just Earth 616. For Hulk and Thor, no MCU, no Ultimate Universe. Was it like 1610? That's the universe for Ultimate. So okay, right. So yeah, Dragon Ball Super will be the main focus here, But yeah, anime feats. Some feats I won't count because they aren't in Kai. You have like Goku crossing the afterlife. Boo destroying a galaxy, which would require multi-solar system level attacks. Do it in do it in a couple of years because there's a lot of space between solar systems. A lot of people don't realize that. They think, if you one like the solar system level is one thing, and then if you're like 50 times that, your multi-solar system level, no, it's like in the billions, right? That's the difference between baseline and peak solar system level. And yeah, a lot of people just don't really know that. Okay, so I just want to clear that up first. Right, so yeah, Dragon Ball Super Goku. Oh, I was talking about the anime. So yeah, anime Goku has some crazy feats, but Kai shares some of these so that they're usable. You have you have some crazy stuff like Cell Saga Vegeta, his attack reaching another solar system. That's pretty crazy, especially for just mid Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, but Dragon Ball Super is where some of the stuff really gets crazy, right? Where you have Goku fighting Beerus, and he nearly destroys the universe, right? And a lot of people know that the universe in Dragon Ball is actually 3 universes in a small universe. Heaven, Hell, and world living, as well as the Kaioshin realm. Okay, and heaven, same size as the universe. The living world is endless with infinite galaxies. You can't even like travel to these other realms, right? Normally, and then they possibly have different space-time continuums. And then you can even get it even crazier with like Demon Realm, which is said to be like the same size of the normal universe. The Enma Realm, or no, I think it's the Kaio Realm. That's the size of two universes, and then the Enma Realm is like similar in size. So they have some crazy stuff. And it's just Super Saiyan God Goku, right? Beerus, the same guy, it was that the fusion would be nothing against him. He was far above fusion. And Vegeta would be fusion, and he was way stronger than Super Buu, right? Super Buu had a technique that transcaled the base. And yes, this wasn't Kai, where he was going to destroy the universe over time. This would require this multi-galactic technique. It doesn't scale to base Buhan, but it should scale to Super Vegeta because he stopped this technique. Like he wasn't stopping Super Buu, he was stopping this specific technique. So that's another universal feat. You have some other stuff too, like for some other feats. Vegeta, I think he destroys it twice, even one time in base and one time by charging up, or they might just be the same scene, and whatever, right? Where he destroys the hyperbolic time chamber, which not only has its own separate space-time continuum from the regular universe, but it's universal in size. There's a quote in the manga from Goku where he says it's like Earth signs, but Dende says it's the universe, and Dende's the one that like runs it. His word should take precedent over Goku's. As well as this, you have Goku mastered actually like completed Ultra Instinct, stalemating Jiren, and even a suppressed Jiren was said to be like the strongest enemy in Dragon Ball history in some like teaser or whatever. In another one in like the anime, it said that too. They say like his power is nothing like anything we've seen before. So yeah, I think that should be interpreted in like strength, and this would include Infinite Zamasu. Infinite Zamasu, he merged with the universe. He was spreading throughout time, so he was like the space-time continuum, and he even had like a presence in different timelines, like the main universe, right? So and Goku's like far beyond that, because that was suppressed gear and that was stronger than that. So that's some pretty consistent multi-universal feats in scaling. A lot of people bring up shaking the world of void, but it was infinite, but it was like infinite nothingness. Uh, the world of void is a bit janky. Where I mean, it would make no sense for it to have no space or time because that it would just really make no sense because there are characters moving in there and they would require inaccessible speed. But yeah, there's a lot of speed feats. There's only some speed feats in Dragon Ball Super, where you have Whis crossing the universe in seconds. You have Goku, whose attacks were crossing the universe in seconds about the God's Arc, and this comes out to like high quadrillions, low quintillions. And if I didn't say this before, Goku absorbed Super Saiyan God into base, so he's like in base form currently, like quintillions of times light, and anywhere from like universal to multi-universal. Some put him in even like multiversal. I think that might be a bit too far, but it's some real impressive stuff. There's some other. So yeah, speed feats, Goku attack crossing the universe. You have Goku moving in the manga, and the universe doesn't exist. The manga has some other crazy stuff. It's not like as strong as raw power, but Goku has the Kai, right? And they have Topo in the anime. He changes the color of the world of void. Now shaking it isn't impressive, but it's still like an infinite distance, even if it's filled with nothingness. I am sorry if there's some loud noise in the background. Life stuff. Okay, I can't get away from. But yeah, so there's some possibly infinite speed feats. So yeah, they go from like easily quintillions and possibly even infinite speed. Superman would be the next I'm going to tackle, right? And he has some really, really good feats in scaling. Pretty crazy stuff. Pretty crazy. Some hacks too, Sorry, I'm drinking water. But, like, I think a good low one would be multi-solar system level. and then mid-end would be like Universal Plus, and then you can even bring them higher, especially if you don't think Boom Tube's amp. I personally do, because a size difference like that would make a pretty big difference in strength. But he casually throws a compressed solar system. He shakes a star system after punching Darkseid. He scales to Green Lanterns that can create solar systems. The Flash, whose infinite mass punch is referred to as like a dwarf star at the speed of light, which calculates to uh, solar system level. Then you have, and he can hurt people like Doomsday, Ultraman, Cyborg, Superman. These people with his durability. And he has some crazy durability feats too, like he holds a solar system level black hole while being sent mind images. He tanks attacks from the Void Hound, which destroys 10 star systems in its test drive. He tanked an attack that was equal to like 50 Kelvar supernovas. And this was like red solar radiation. So this should be like especially deadly. So it makes you think it's like multi-solar. And even held back an attack, like absorbed the anti-sunlight, just be hurting him. Of Magadon, I think that's how you pronounce it, is going to destroy half a galaxy. And those are like some actually pretty low ends. That's how crazy powerful Superman is. Okay, he has some even more impressive feats, right? He was about to. Okay, so the universe was a bit damaged at this point because Superboy Prime, so he was making dimensional barriers weaker. And Earth 2 coming back in general probably messed things up quite a bit, but it's still an impressive feat, and it was like even rewriting other timelines. So even though it could be argued unquantifiable in my opinion, I see it around like Universal, right, where Superman was going to destroy a damaged universe, and he was rewriting timelines in his fight with the Golden Age Superman. He was a bit weakened, arguably, right? This thing, kind of like a lot of Dragon Ball feats, is backed up by official DCU guides and like a website even. He even fought Nebula. Well, he kind of defeated. He forced Nebula Man to go back, right? He forced Nebula Man said, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go now. I don't really like the sound of this." And Nebula Man is a living universe, so I mean, pretty impressive. Okay, so some other feats would be he blitzed Imperiex Probe after his Mongol training, and these guys carry portions of Imperiex, who's a living Big Bang. So that's easily a multi-galactic feat. He destroyed endless reality / illusions neurons, right? He was gonna smash, I think was what they used, but he destroyed them. That's the point. This is confirmed by the story and an author quote. Author quotes can be a bit tricky, but I mean this is really just backup evidence. As well as this, we have Superman having 1/4 the power to create. You're giving 1/4 the power to create a new universe. Him breaking Highfather's staff off the source wall, breaking through time and space to punch his death. He punches his death and defeats his own death, which is pretty cool. He shook the heavens, which is universal in size, against Wonder Woman. He defeated like Quantum Zealot. He scales to someone like Jenny Ognat, who, when using the Speed Force, was going to destroy the universe. It was a bit of overtime thing, but Superman should scale quite far above that. He even has some other crazier stuff, especially if you don't think Boom Tube's amp you. One time, even tank like the totality of the universe, like exploding, which is insane. He only needed a couple of sun dips to defeat the World Forger, and DC, like Marvel, DC like Dragon Ball, contains a lot of sub universes inside. I don't really know the exact names right now. I'll probably edit them on screen. So I'll have that. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But so they could actually have these own universes in there as well. He also just tank attacks from destroyer ships, which could sterilize the universe, I think is what it said. As well as that, he has a lot of speed feats like those missiles, the destroyer missiles. These are reality blitzing missiles. He outpaced them at sextillions of times faster. Like they're moving through like the time stream, so it could be argued an infinite speed feat. I forgot to say one thing about Goku is that Some people like taking a quote like Jiren transcending time. That's more or less him defeating Hack's own raw power, which we saw with like Majin Vegeta versus Babidi. We see with like Buhan making Vegeta a candy ball. And even if it was true, if Superman's broken out of time before, Hulk punched a time storm. Even Thor, right? Asgard has been said above space and time. So if you want to go by that route, then they can all be 4D. And dimensional tearing has its problems of its own, so it might even be like irrelevant to the discussion. Uh, right, but Superman, he traveled from Vega to Earth. That's one feat of his. He scales to the Karate Kid, who threw Mana into another solar system. He scales to Wonder Woman, who blocked the Shadow of God, which is trillions of shards across DC's universe. That's at least 100 trillion light years, which comes out to like octillions of times the speed of light, which is that's quite a bit. As well as this, he even scales to the Green Lanterns who cross the universe in hours, and I haven't really brought up any New 52 stuff, but I'll say it in a second. What was I gonna bring up? I lose my train of thought. Yeah, he went to like the Sun and back versus Wonder Woman. New 52 Superman, he crossed the universe over a couple of months. He said like stars is star destroying DC. He fights inside black holes. He stopped Brainiac's larger than Earth ship with Martian Manhunter. He scales to Orion, who can destroy solar systems. Mogo, who left the universe. Right? There's just a lot of these really good feats for them. He even was tearing apart the Phantom Zone, and Doomsday did too. He was like breaking the Phantom Zone. And by the way, Rebirth Superman see he could just straight up destroy the Phantom Zone, right? So that's a lot of people think he's only planetary because he said he can destroy small planets versus convict. Another situation, he said he can destroy regular planets. Him destroying the Shadow Moon, which is moving at 7 million kilometers per hour, something which comes out to multiplanetary with kinetic energy counts, right? But yeah, that's like my rundown for Superman. He even moved through stop time. Zoom says he's a rival in speed, and Zoom is immeasurable in speed. Superman even crossed hyper time. So yeah, I actually could bring his speed a lot higher, like infinite, possibly immeasurable. So yeah. Next, we're going to look at the Marvel characters with Hulk and Thor. So a lot of people do know about these characters already. I'm gonna have to actually pause this for a second, you know. Oop, what the? Okay, yeah, here we go. I'm sorry, I had to go this thing for a second, right? So Hulk and Thor, also people think they're only planetary for whatever reason, you know, like even Grey Hulk, who's far weaker than Green Hulk, can destroy an asteroid that's has 2 planets, right? And he's far weaker than even like a casual Green Hulk. And Thor, a lot of these are casual feats too. Like he accidentally destroys a planet. I think it was in a fight with Beta Ray Bill. It's been stated Mjolnir can easily destroy planets, right? They should be far beyond planetary, and they have the feats to prove it too. Where Thor, right, he has some solar system level feats. He destroyed Surtur's star dwarfing portal with Beta Ray Bill. He shook the stars. He restored Archon's rings to the Iron Man. He even can like fight the Silver Surfer. And Loki even says he could be stronger than the Silver Surfer, who can destroy solar systems and cause. He can go surfing, right? And this happened like 3 times, where he can go surfing and then create supernovas just by surfing, casually, right? So that's some casual star level feats, and I mean, even like unworthy Thor takes like a solar system level bomb, you know. His durability of Mjolnir should scale to Thor's durability because one time even like he survived attacks that destroyed Mjolnir. Right, it's kind of crazy a bit, you know. But you know, sometimes I have to just take a breath. I've been talking pretty fast. Yeah, so Hulk, he also has some good feats like halting the Celestial called Exitar.
He's like bigger than the Earth, and he's like even he could be argued multiversal. That's a bit behind. I probably shouldn't have brought that one up yet. But he like scales to Galactus, right? And Galactus, like a full-fed Galactus, who I'm not gonna go on to, but he has some like multiversal feats. Like he destroyed all. He was gonna destroy all universes in one of his fights. But you know, so Hulk, right? His feats. He destroyed a universe. He destroyed Nightcrawler's universe in his fight with the Nameless One. Uh, he shook infinite dimensions. He channeled he didn't channel power to the universe, but he was the gateway to two universes. He even punched a time storm, right? I mentioned it before. He punched a time storm. Like that's pretty insane. And he was even said to be infinite, right? Like no finite element by the pre-recon beyond. So those are some pretty consistent feats. Right. Actually, Green Scar Hulk was said to be a threat to realms, which are multiple planes of existence or the dimensions. Right. The universe. These are universal in size. Not only this, but he destroyed the Dark Dimension. Dark Dimension. Some of them say he only destroyed a planet, but as Umar herself, yeah, this is Umar's Dark Dimension. She says like you annoying destroyers of my realm. So I mean, it's pretty obvious that he destroyed he destroyed the universe, or he destroyed the dimension, which is likely universal in size, right? And he has some other feats around this level. Some like Skeleton Thor, for example. Yeah, Thor has his fair share of universal to higher feats, right? Where you have him. Sorry, I had to take a break for a second. Oh, another feat for Hulk, Green Scar Hulk, right? He can fight Sentry. Sentry is to have the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns, which is literal. So that's another Solar System level feat, but it's a bit lesser. And you have him stopping Exitar and the Beyonder statement of being infinite. That could bring him to even like multiversal. And he doesn't really have too many good feats himself. Even like keeping up the thing or something, or like Hercules would be considered impressive for him. But a lot of his scaling is to Thor for speed, and Thor is pretty strong too, right? I mentioned some of the Solar System level ones, but uh, he ripped the fabric of the universe with a God Blast. Like Eric Masterson and Dargo Couture, who Loki might be a bit of a liar, but it's fair to say he was being truthful here. They were only like 1/10 the power of Odinson, right? So Dargo Couture, Eric Masterson and Dargo Couture, they have an attack. They fight, and their power is said to rival the Big Bang and affects all planes of reality. It can be felt on all planes of reality, even powers of a time stabilizer. So that's another thing that could be argued fourth dimensional or whatever. But dimensional tearing, bit dumb, a bit dumb. He nearly killed the hungry Galactus, and he's actually pretty consistently been able to hurt Galactus. He shook the universe with a thermal blast against Ego, the living planet. He shattered through a Yggdrasil. I don't know how to pronounce it. The World Tree. The World Tree contains it contains 9 realms. These are fully formed, complex universes that could become a quantum metaverse. They are on all planes of reality. They are above space and time. Even like the moral version of the concept of space and time. They span space and time. They have all of these quotes to them that pretty consistently say, "Hey, these things are universal to multi-universal in size." Okay, so I'm gonna take a. Yeah, shattering the root should be like a universal feat. He even has some creative stuff too that I could bring up, right? First off, he does scale the Silver Surfer, who contained or preserved 2 universes. But he defeated Zalia Magistem of the God Blast, who's above Odin. And Odin, right? Odin, he's like toward the fabric of the multiverse. He can destroy or nullify attacks that can destroy the World Tree, right? He has a lot of crazy feats. One time Thor even like held back multiple dimensions. He knocked back the Phoenix Force, but it did like one shot and just destroy him the next page. So probably not. Probably that's a scale to he downscales. That's my point here. But even like hurting it for like even knocking it back for a little while, to me at least, is an impressive feat. and he does scale to or have some impressive speed feats of his own. Where I feel like if you could just give me a second, because I had to do a lot of talking here. Hopefully, I should have went and paused the recording for a second. I'm sorry. This is. I think I even spun in my chair a bit, and I wasn't even facing the computer to record my audio. Probably doesn't sound too good either. Sorry about that. Yeah, but he scales to the Silver Surfer, who traveled 500,000 light years in only a few seconds. Uh, I think Silver Surfer even crossed the universe or something. And Thor is consistently this fast. He's traveled through realms at the aid of the Bifrost. He once threw Mjolnir to the edge of the galaxy in a minute, or in the minute, it crossed there and came back. Even he's crossed the universe and it has a thunder sound effect, and thunder's 3 seconds. You could say he even crossed the universe in 3 seconds. Other times he's been able to cross the universe, and it's been stated over the speed of light. A lot of these come out to the Galaxy one. That one's, I think that one's quadrillions times FTL. Crossing the universe is quadrillions times faster than light. Some of them are even arguably quintillions times faster than light. I mean, even threw them across all the realms, which could come out anywhere from quadrillions to quintillions of times faster than light. And Marvel universes, so DC universes are at least 100 trillion light years. They're possibly 200 trillion, possibly even 2 zillions of light years, possibly even infinite size. Marvels are about 1 trillion light years. As well as that, there's a couple ones you can probably get a bit higher, right? Uh, Thor, he has a couple of higher up feats where he reacts to telepathic bolt while groggy even, and Marvel speed of thought is infinite. This has been said 1 or 2 times, I think, maybe even more. It's a bit crazy. One time he got Mjolnir to be, and when I peak, right, this isn't a normal casual feat. He's been able to get above space and time, which can be argued immeasurable. Uh, and immeasurable speed, by the way, is time traveling via speed, via raw speed alone, and Silver Surfer's done that. So yeah, I think I went on long enough about a lot of these feats. Okay, I think I covered a lot of these characters pretty good. You know, uh, just a quick wrap up for these two specific. Oh, by the way, yes. And Thor and Hulk definitely scale. They fight each other many times. It's been pretty close all these times. They each have at least a couple of wins themselves. Hulk is even done travel speed with Mjolnir, just jumped over it. I mean, he doesn't really have too many good feats of his own. He just caught missiles or maybe that as fast as a blur. He has gone for blitzes, but it's usually against pretty slow opponents. So his more impressive feats are probably just jumping over Mjolnir, to be honest. Who will win this one? I think. So Goku. I'm gonna go with saying he's multi-universal with quintillions to infinite speed. Superman is octillions to infinite speed. Hulk and Thor are easily quintillions infinite speed. So they each have a lot of good techniques, which I didn't really bring up. Goku's a master of martial arts. He can create barriers. He can sense ki. He has instant I mentioned that already. I'm sorry. He has a Super Saiyan God. He has some regeneration. He has power nullification. Right. Hakai can, as I said, yeah, he has the Hakai to negate the ability. Horse Kamehameha, Kaioken, Spirit Bomb. Right. He has some of these pretty good feats. The Kevin Dragon Throw, Telepathy, Kienzons. So for blind people, he's put landmines in the ground, right? Superman has some pretty good abilities, like phasing, which is shown on quite a few occasions. Lobotomy, limit. He has some matter and radiation manipulation. He has enhanced senses. Torquasm Vo, and Torquasm Rao. He's shown BFR, Battlefield removal. And you can probably do that with boom tube. He can create boom tube speed. Uh, he also has some limited regeneration, power nullification. He can attack. Uh, intangible beings. His heat vision works on a subatomic level. He's survived subatomic destruction. He's even like taken a disintegration beam. He's been tried. Some people have tried to turn him into like use transmutation, turn him into salt like 4 times. He even survived in Mr. Mixelplick. Mixie. He survived in Mixie's realm with like a fractured space time and no gravity at all, as well as even I mean Mixie is even trying to existence erasure. He was trying to use existence erasure on him. Hulk, of course, he has his regeneration. Hulk has his regeneration. That's one of his uh, more impressive powers. Right, he gets really insane regeneration. Uh, of course, the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. He can switch between his personalities, right? And he's many, including the Devil Hulk. And Thor, he said that the Devil Hulk was the strongest one, but Thor is known for overrating his opponents a bit, hyping them up, right? I think he's even shown like energy draining. Okay. Uh, and yeah, Thor has quite a few. That I'm only gonna mention like a quarter from here. He has healing factor a bit. He's shown, of course, all these guys have Hulk doesn't, but flight. And Thor can cause storms around the planet. He can like one time I even said he was like he had like some kind of dimensionality thing. He has energy manipulation, electrokinesis, rain manipulation, memory alteration. You can turn people into helium. You can some insane stuff like that. The All Speak. He's a good tactician. Uh, I think he's shown teleportation on a couple occasions. Yeah, bad manipulation, energy absorption. He's shown to be able to manipulate suns and solar radiation. So he has quite his fair share of tricks, and he has attacks like the God Blast and Thermal Blast that are way stronger than his normal attacks. So I've been going on for like a half an hour here. Gonna cover up who wins. I think Goku and Superman should take it here, right? I won't say easily. Goku has the highest AP attack potency because it's multi-universal to multiversal, or at least universal even, right? So you can definitely, I would say he's the strongest. They should all have the similar speed. Superman should be the fastest, as the range from octillions, even if it's possibly even immeasurable. He can he's only a measurable peak. Same thing with Thor, and if he wanted to scale on Hulk too. So I can, if he wants to, they're all infinite speed. Goku would just be like the strongest, right? If you want to say, if you want to go by finite speeds, Hulk and Thor would be similar to Goku in speed. So Goku, you probably wouldn't be able to beat both at once, but then Superman would be like trillions of times faster, and he would have comparable attack potency. So you could argue for him to, you probably win solo, but with Goku and Superman together, they could like possibly solo both if you would go by finite speeds, and by infinite they'd all be pretty similar in speed, and then Goku would have the largest attack potency. So I think it's a bit more interesting if we don't do that. Actually, even then Superman would have better speed. So I do think that the abilities of Hulk and Thor can help him out a bit, but and the God Blast specifically. So if Thor hits him with the God Blast, it will be a GG. Okay, he will win. Uh, well, except possibly against Goku. If you want to like lowball the God Blast highball Goku, but like I think the God Blast and Goku should actually be pretty comparable. Even if I put Thor's God Blast a bit higher, although I would say Goku's probably a bit above the Thermal Blast, which shook the universe. But and Hulk, he has X Factor with his regeneration, but both Goku's Kayama can atomize, and Superman's heat vision works on the subatomic level. So I will be going with them for this one. Yes, and probably not more skilled than Thor. Goku might be, but they are skilled. So yeah, I'm going with Goku and Superman for this one. Sorry if the audio was buried, right? It was like different, like not leveled. But yeah, bye.